Hello, everybody, and welcome to Storm Raids. And today I'm going to be talking about my favorites and maybe not so favorite standalone books of 2024. Since everybody knows that I do read a lot of series, I thought it would be fun to do a video that spotlights some of my favorite books that were standalones. I read a lot more than I normally do, and I have a few here that I would like to talk about. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to mention the books that I actually have to hold up, and then I will go to the books that I don't have, and so I have my little canvas sheet for. Thought it would be kind of easier to do it this way. Okay, so for my favorite standalones that I actually have, I have Above Suspicion by Helen McGinnis. I read 3 books of hers this year, and this one was the first book that I read by hers, and I gave it 5 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. It's a spy thriller, and my favorite of hers so far. Beware of the Huntsman by Sophie Weston. This one was just fun for a retro romance where there's definitely not a lot of romance. He's definitely a playboy. He can make you kind of aggravated and make you laugh and chuckle at times. I had to put this on here because it was a lot of fun. And okay, so for my more disappointing books or worst books for standalone, The Young and the Violent by Vin Packers. This just was not my cup of tea. It was kind of sad, and for a thin book, it was boring. The Headhunter by E.J. Hunter. We all know about this one. This was my Garbaugust pick, and it was just laughable bad. And then one that I ended up DNFing, which was The Eye of the Sun by Dorothy Quirk. And yeah, great cover, not a great inside. So that's all of the ones that I actually own. So now I'm going to go to the next section. Okay, so here's some more of my favorite standalones. So we had The Thin Man by Dashiell Hammett. After not liking Sam Spade, I was really hesitant about trying The Thin Man, but I really liked Nick and Nora Charles a whole lot more than Sam Spade. And so yeah, I really like this one. I know it has like a series of movies, but as far as I could tell, this was a standalone. There could have been, I think, maybe some stories in some magazines that he might have done, but I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I put it on the standalones because I thought it, at least I thought it was standalone. And then This Matter of Marriage by Debbie Maycomer was one of my favorites. I really, really enjoyed this one at the beginning of the year. I watched the movie that's based on it. They're two very different things, but they are both a lot of fun. Then a new to me author, Mallory Marlowe. I have Love and Other Conspiracies. This was just it was just fun. It was a romance, and I don't do a lot of contemporary romance, especially the newer ones. I'm not a huge fan of cutesy covers, so I don't normally gravitate to them or pick them up. But I will say that the Bigfoot in the background is probably what got me to read this, or I probably wouldn't have read it. And I'm glad I did, and I'm looking forward to the next book she has coming out because I do believe this was her debut. And then I haven't read a whole lot of L.M. Montgomery, The only other one I've read by this author is Anne of Green Gables, and so I thought this standalone, The Blue Castle, was a lot of fun. It's a romance, and it was very funny. It made me laugh a lot. Okay, and so then my not so favorite other standalones that I have was The Curse of the Reaper by Brian McCauley. And this was not the slasher type of a book that I thought it was going to be. And I think that's mostly why I was disappointed. That and it was just kind of boring. But yeah, I was expecting, I don't know, I guess I was expecting a slasher and I got more of a commentary about mental health, maybe? I don't know. But it wasn't what I wanted. And then Incidents Around the House by Josh Mallerman was just boring. And we all know that I'm having a hard time finding adult horror that I care for much these days, as you can tell, because two of them were right here and everything. So, yeah, but it was about a kid, and none of the characters were really that likable. And yeah, and I didn't like the ending at all. And then my only, like, one of my probably only nonfiction I think that I read last year was Birds Aren't Real, the true story of mass aviation murder and the largest surveillance campaign in U.S. history by Peter McIndoe and Connor Gatos. And this one was kind of fun at the beginning and everything, but then it was too long and it went into this big presidential like rundown of every president in the United States, and I just didn't understand what that has to do with the birds aren't real part. And so it was just like, if you'd have cut that out, made this like a novella instead of a book, it probably would have been a lot more fun to read. But I was bored, and so here it is on the list. So yeah, these were some of the ones that I just didn't like. And so now you have my best and worst, or disappointing. I don't know. I hate calling things worst because some people like them. And so take it with a grain of salt. If you enjoyed the ones that I didn't, that's okay. So there you go. My standalones and the ones I liked, the ones I didn't like, and everything. Let me know what were some of your favorite standalones that weren't part of a series. And you can go ahead and let me know the ones you didn't like if you want as well. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!